Hey, what's up, everybody? Good morning, good, and then good afternoon, good evening, depending where you're at. If you're on the other side of the world, or if you happen to catch this at a later time throughout the day, then you see why I say that. But yeah, I'm going to be talking about my experience and why I left the charter business. Now, I'm not saying that I left the charter business completely, like I'm leaving bus behind. I was contemplating on going back to transit. I'm only a Class B driver. My license is still good. My medical certificate is still active, still valid. So I can go and apply at places. But I have to figure out which one would I feel more comfortable staying in because I have done transit. I had some issues there, so I'm not going to go over that. I have already explained it in other videos. But charter buses is different. It's not transit. Transit makes these stops make multiple stops throughout the day. Charter buses, you pick up a private clientele from uh, point A, follow the itinerary throughout the day, and then towards the end of the day, you have to drop them off somewhere. A lot of times you have to drop them off either back at their hotel or to a new place. But anyways, so you're going to be out there almost all day with them. You're only dealing with one group of people. And with this one group of people, you don't necessarily have to kiss ass. You just have to make sure that you got your shit straight, basically, because they're paying attention to you too. But the ones where I feel like you do have to go out of your way, you do have to go the extra mile, kiss ass, and basically pretend to be somebody that you're really not. It's when you go OTR. And let me explain what that really means. OTR is anytime you go over the road for more than, let's just say, for more than 2 days. Because anything more than 2 days, even more than one day, and you're coming back, that is over the road. So you're spending a lot of time with these people, and 9 times out of 10, or I should say 10 times out of 10, 9 times out of 10, the group leaders are constantly monitoring you. Now, I've had some really good group leaders that have left me alone. They understand that my job is left up to me, and no passenger should ever get up and try to tell the driver what to do. I'm gonna get into that later. So, I had some pretty cool group leaders, but then I also have had some fucking awful, obnoxious, rude fucking group leaders, and you'll never know which one it is it gonna be. But I've already made this prejudice viewpoint, or whatever you want to call it. Like, I've already said in my mind that anytime I'm going to be dealing with European people, their group leaders like to pick apart. They like to pick apart every little fucking thing that I do. And the way I know about it is because they're going to keep asking me questions. Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? That question really fucking drives me nuts. I hate the fact when people, especially group leaders, ask these um what do you call it, like, fish around, or they ask like all these open-ended questions, because a lot of times they trying to see if, like, I don't know if they use the information against you, because whatever you say to them can and will be used against you, okay? And not everybody takes information the way you would like them to take it to. So if anybody asks me, are you okay, are you okay, are you okay, in that fashion, I say, yeah, yeah, I'm just all right. I'm just, I just needed to take a break. And just saying that, I've had group leaders make something extra out of it that it's not really what I was trying to say in the first place, but they'll add extra weight on it, like, oh, you didn't get enough sleep. You look very tired. You look very bothered. Can I get you some coffee or something? That it may come across like a nice gesture, but a lot of times, see shit like that, you're just telling me that you're looking at me like I'm not competent enough to do the job that I'm good at, do the job that I was trained to do for almost 8 years now. And I always get these leaders that want to claim that they had 30 years of experience doing these fucking touristy trips. I don't give a fuck. You didn't do not one fucking year of fucking driving, okay? So I have not even done a month of touring, telling people in their own native language what this is and what to look for and how to what kind of information I'm gonna relay. So, in other words, I'm not telling them how to do their fucking job, and they shouldn't be telling me how to do my fucking job. I know LA. I know certain places, but some of these fucking group leaders, man, they'll tell you that they know these places, but they lead you down the wrong way. And something about the European group leaders, especially the women, if they're 50 and over, like, yeah, if they're middle-aged women or even older, they do not use their phones. They are not tech savvy. So every time they tell you, oh, we're going to go to this one restaurant for lunch, the what I do is I ask them, can you please give me the address? And what they like to do is, no, 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 I'll tell you how to get there. I'll tell you how to get there. You see, that's a fucking red flag because a lot of times they'll send you down the wrong road where you're not supposed to be. You're not supposed to be going down these little tiny streets where they want you to go because they realize they fucked up, but they don't want to admit it. Okay? And they don't understand that you can't just make it around a block with a big fucking bus because there are certain areas that you did not intend to go into. So now you're feeling like you're not 100% sure how to get yourself out of it, but you will get yourself out of it. So that means that you might have to squeeze really tight into these little tiny streets just to get your fat ass out of there, okay? Just to get this big fucking bus out of this situation because your tour guide was a fucking dumbass to think that they're just gonna tell you where to go, okay? No, from now on, just give me the fucking address. We have GPS in 2025, okay? I know how to get there. I know how to get there. Just give me the fucking address. Now, that's happened more often towards the last couple of months of me doing OTR. The first time I started noticing that these certain group leaders coming from certain places, once they start showing me a pattern, I start to get a little bit more defensive. I kind of like tense up a little bit. I perk up a little bit more too, just to be on the safe side. Like, I don't want them to like right away come up with reasons to not like me, you know? But a lot of times they manage to not like me, so I guess it's just me. You know, I'm bald headed, I'm young, I got tattoos. My kids are still very young. A lot of times these group leaders, they don't have a lot of kids. They only got like one or two at the most, you know, and once I tell them that I am married and I have kids, shit changes. Like, were you trying to get at me or something? Because I'm not interested. I am not interested in any one of these foreign fucking women. None of them. None. None. If only people actually fucking knew what type of individuals they really are, you would stay the fuck away from them. Or unless you really do like that trampy shit that they like to pull off on anybody. So being out on the road for so long with different groups of people, you have to blend in with them. You may not have the language, the linguistic skills to communicate with them. I'm Hispanic, so I only know two languages. I don't know Thai. I don't know. I don't know Chinese. I'm sorry. The Cantonese is what I was trying to say. Or I think Mandarin. I don't know how to speak these languages. I don't know how to speak French. I don't know how to speak Welsh. I don't know how to speak all these other European languages. So Now there's a barrier between us, which is something that I am not a fan of, by the way. I am not a fan of language barriers at work, and to be dealing with a continuous language barrier throughout the entire time that I'm with them. That shit, no matter how much I like these people, it can be a headache. It can be a headache. And it breaks my heart because I do wind up getting along with these people. I do find a connection. I do. I'm not trying to say that I'm a people pleaser, but I like to make sure that everything is okay. I'm gonna give you what you want plus more, okay? But whatever you do, don't act like you got this under control because I'm the captain of the ship. So don't get too cocky. All right, I'm gonna say some shit. So I always try to take care of my people, and when this is the thing that breaks me. At the end of the trip, when I have to drop them off, 99% of the times you're not going to see the same people again, and you had to spend a good amount of time making sure that they have the best time with you, making sure that they were going around taking pictures, making sure that well, whatever, if they ever have a complaint, you want to make sure that like they're well taken care of. Yeah, shit happens throughout the road, and a lot of times they're going to look at you too, even though it may not be your fault, but they look at you like you're the professional, you have authority. You always have the right of way. Even if we come across authorities out there on the road, like people assume that I have the green light to just get through anything, right? But I have to work through obstacles myself too. So you have to be out there. You got to be ready to deal with obstacles that you normally would not deal with on a regular basis. You're gonna have to come across police officers. You're gonna have to come across those traffic controllers. You have to communicate with them, and you may have to put up with that shit too, because some of them come across like real assholes, but for a good reason. I totally understand their job. So yeah, Oh, and here's the thing. So, those OTR positions, those jobs, they're really good for drivers who are retired. They have a lot of time in their hands. But let's get a little bit deeper. And this is not a dig to anybody, but a lot of times these drivers are either divorced or they're separated, most likely single, okay? If they have kids, 9 times out of 10, their kids are already adults. And that's why they're doing this. That's why they're able to do this, okay? They're able to go out. They don't have to check in with their kids every day. They don't have to come back home every day. They don't have to answer to anybody personal in their life. So they're out here on the road making hella money. Money. So when you're with Asian groups, European groups, even groups from Africa, I've never really had that many. I've had some African groups, but not as much as Asians and Europeans. And I've had Central American groups. So these people tip. Okay. On top of that, you're already getting paid from the company for the contract that you agree to do. And depending on how well you do out on the road, they'll tip you. They even tip you every day if they wanted to. There's people that just feel like they can just hand you a 10, a 20, even a 50. I've had people giving me 100. Okay, those are unicorns, but they do come around. So these so a lot of times it's the retired drivers that do benefit from these type of jobs. But if you're young, if you have kids, or if you're trying to work on your relationship with your partner, yeah, this OTR chartered bus jobs may not be for you. No. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't even recommend it. But even if you do come and ask me, like, what would you say would be like the best part about it? it would be that every day is different. You will learn something new every day. It will humble you. It will open up your eyes. You will experience things you normally don't get to experience every day, even on your own dime. You will get treated pretty well by people most of the times. The only ones that you probably will have a huge problem with would be like the leaders. Okay, and yeah, that's like I said, that's probably gonna be for like some other video. I don't want to go too much into that because that tends to overshadow the message and the information that I really want to provide in this video. It's almost gonna go on for like 20 minutes, so I'm gonna squeeze in a little bit more. Let's see. So yeah, every company, every charter bus company is different, and it really boils down to what kind of contracts they have. See, if you apply for a charter bus company that is within the busiest cities, those charter companies most likely have contracts with some pretty high clientele. But if you're applying for charter companies that are a little bit more remote away from the busy cities, then you're gonna do is mostly like military runs, Vegas trips, Flixbus, more like the rapid transit, or like the more like the longer hauls, but with just regular people. There's nothing wrong with that because a lot of times those businesses that have all kinds of contracts with average people, they'll keep you afloat for like a whole year. The other company that I mentioned that has all these contracts with high clientele, and you get to meet celebrities, you get to be around these people. But look at it this way: it's just like with school. You only get to work so many months until the kids go out on vacation, right? Football season, it ends at some point. MLB season, it ends at some point. So you're gonna be going around picking up scraps. Now, remember what I said in the beginning. There is no seniority. Did I say that in the beginning? I know I said it in the previous video, and I had to trash it. So I'm sorry. So in these companies, there's no said seniority. Like there's no one that will come up and say, hey, I heard you have this, so I have higher seniority, I deserve that. No, so this is what really happens. This is the bitch ass shit that charter companies tend to do just to keep their drivers. So let's say everybody has all the top heads, all the so-called senior drivers. Really, they're just much older than me. That's really all it is. So when I say senior drivers, I'm calling it senior like you're old, dude. Like it's not that you're at the top of the fucking ladder. Okay, these old drivers they be committing accidents out there, and I have not committed not one. Okay, the young ones do not commit accidents. That's a fact right there. That's a fact that I'm proud of. But the senior drivers, like I think it's because they have more flexibility. They can cover more shifts than the young ones. The company will try to keep them somehow. So I have been in situations where dispatchers will give me a Vegas run or a casino run. Let's just say just a casino run, a regular casino run. I love casino runs only because I love the excitement that I get from people. It is not necessarily because of the tips. The tips are either small. They could be small, dude. Like they could be like a $50 tip. So fucking what, right? But I love casino trips. An old fart may walk up to dispatcher and say, look, I don't want to do anything else. Give me something fun. What do you guys have this weekend? And one of these dispatchers will say, well, what are you looking for? And they'll say, well, just give me something real easy. Give me like a casino run. Who has a casino run? Check out how I asked that. Again, these drivers will say, Who has a casino run? You get where you see what kind of question that is? It's fucking predatory right there, right? Fucking savage. Savage. So dispatchers will say, "Well, we just gave Lewis a casino run, but we can give it to you, and we'll just give Lewis the military runs," which is fucked up because a military run can start early in the morning, and not only that, but I would have to come into the yard even earlier than that, just so I can drive all the way out to the base, check in with front desk, get a piece of paper that allows me to go inside the premises, and there's no tips after this either. It's a lot of times they're very short runs. Like, I don't get paid as much doing military as I would doing a casino run. A casino run will pay me for a whole day because I will be out there all day with them. I'll be in the parking lot waiting, or I'll be walking around in and out of the casino. Military runs, you'll be done real quick because it's basically just a transfer from the military base down to the USO station and at the airport. Or if they're done with their duty, I have to take them all the way back to the center where they all congregated to, like, basically get their duty started, right? There's not much excitement there, and that's not a dig to military people. It's just that's just some of the that's the fucked up part about it. So yeah, like some of these places will have to bend the rules just to keep their old drivers. They know that the young drivers are not going to last. The young drivers will always want to go out and look for better opportunities, more stable jobs, benefits, career wise. You wanna stay someplace and retire with some benefits, right? With a pension, right? Charter bus companies don't have that. But if they like you, they'll bend over backwards for you. It doesn't matter who you are. It's like, yeah, there's pros and cons to charter bus companies. Yes. Now, yeah. So I'm going way over the 20-minute mark. I'm just gonna end the video here. If you have any questions, I'm also gonna put this up on Facebook just so I can get a little bit more foot traffic for my videos. So thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you have any comments, if you have any questions, just ask me. I like to respond. I like to elaborate a little bit more. To me, this is therapy, and I really do need this. So the fact that anybody is watching this, that shit really means a lot to me, because that's how I keep doing this. Anyways, thank you and have a good day. Peace.